Fight fans, we're just a few days away from Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva this Saturday. Today is Wednesday. We got ourselves, 3 more days? So, yeah, it should be a very, very fun, interesting fight. And what I want to ask you guys is, how do you think Jake Paul wins this fight? Because that's a big question, because there's been a lot of back and forth with Jake Paul. There's been a lot of goods and bads, mostly bads, regarding Jake Paul and his boxing ability. You have your a lot of people talking trash about him within the MMA community, within the boxing community, and then you got your somewhat fans who are really appreciate him because he's actually bringing some new light to the sport and bringing some attention to the sport, with the sport being the way it's been lately. And yeah, so he's bringing some type of excitement, so we've always wanted to see him, how he would do against a striker, because his last few opponents have been grapplers. Nonetheless, these guys are high-level mixed martial artists, sure, like a Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren that he just faced, but at the end of the day, they were strikers. I mean, they were wrestlers. That's what their game plan was. Their game plan was to grab you, hold you down, do a little ground and pound, and that was that. If they got lucky with a shot like Tyron Woodley has a few in his record, then he would do that. But Ben Askren, you already know, he is by far a high-level grappler to the T. He has credentials to last for days. So, nonetheless, he is going to face Anderson Silva. Yes, 46, 47 years old, but still a very young 46, 47 years old. And he is by far the highest striker that Jake Paul's ever faced. So, how is he going to win? Well, he needs to not follow Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva has great footwork, has great hand speed, has some power in his hands, and has some really good boxing ability. Because again, his level of striking is just phenomenal. It was always great, even in mixed martial arts. He was not known for a wrestler. He was not known for takedowns or grappling all that much, even though he could. He was definitely known for striking. So Jake Paul cannot follow Anderson Silva. He cannot go in there and try to think he's just going to one shot kill him. That's it. And he can't. And Jake Paul does not have the boxing ability to Anderson Silva, same level. Jake Paul has some good boxing ability, but he's only been doing this for 3 or 4 years, where Anderson Silva's been doing this for his whole life. So what he needs to do really is to really make it a dogfight. Do not stay on the outside. Go in as far, go as deep as inside as he can. Go to the body as much as he can. Slow Anderson Silva down, and do not let Anderson Silva get comfortable. Because once Anderson Silva gets comfortable, forget it. Anderson Silva was very comfortable against Forrest Griffin, and we saw what happened there. And Anderson Silva has even had comfort level against that Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight, and we saw what happened there. So he cannot afford to let Anderson Silva get comfortable. He has to make it a dogfight. He has to make it a very, very dirty, nasty fight, because Anderson Silva is a very good counterpuncher. He's not going to go in there and just make it a dogfight with you. He's going to wait for you to come to him. So you got to really watch those shots, because he has a very good long reach. But do your best to hit that body the sooner the better. Wear him out, because you also can't trust your cardio either. His cardio, Jake Paul's cardio, you saw he looked a little tired, and that was against wrestlers, guys who weren't really striking, guys who weren't really hitting him with jabs, with power shots to the body, and all these other shots. So he's gonna get worn out with all these shots. Because Anderson Silva is gonna land. It's gonna land. And he's going to make Jake Paul tired, and I believe he's even going to make Jake Paul frustrated. But if Jake Paul can keep his composure, if Jake Paul can make it a dogfight, if Jake Paul can go into the body more, and if Jake Paul can counter with the overhand, because the one flaw I see Anderson Silva have, he likes to keep his hands low, and that's what he even did in the in MMA. He always kept his hands low, and we even remember what happened when he did keep his hands low to Chris Weidman. Bam, got knocked out. And it's just something that you cannot do, especially in boxing. And so I don't see Anderson Silva having a lot of great defense. I see he likes to lean back a little bit to make you miss shots. So I could see quite possibly being an opening for an overhand to land. And especially one thing that Anderson Silva likes to do, and he has continued to do throughout his career, he likes to clown people. He likes to taunt people. He likes to say, hey, you cannot hit me. And sometimes that ends up being his downfall, and he ends up getting hit. And Jake Paul does have some power. So if he can land some of those overhands, if he can make it a dogfight, and if he can get in there and go to the body early and make Anderson Silva tired as much as he can, then I could see possibly a way for Jake Paul to win. Now, I could see Jake Paul knocking Anderson Silva out. It's a possibility. I know it's blasphemy to say, because Anderson Silva is a legend. He is by far one of the GOATs. So 100% down, 100% it is possible. But at the end of the day, I can see Jake Paul doing it a little bit of a knockout because he did with Tyron Woodley. You got to remember that Tyron Woodley's never been knocked out, never been knocked down. He's never really been stopped, and Jake Paul was able to do that. So, and even Tyron Woodley himself said he has some pretty good striking ability. So, with that being said, I do see it possibly Jake Paul squeaking out a decision if he just so happens to not allow himself to get too tired, and not allow himself to get uncomfortable, and not allow himself to lose composure, because that's what Anderson Silva is going to all try to do. He's going to try your best to make you lose composure. So Jake Paul would have to do that. He would have to make it a dogfight. He would have to go look for those overhands. He would have to see Anderson Silva, keep an eye out for Anderson Silva's keeping his hands down, keeping them low, and go for those shots as much as possible without getting countered. A lot easier said than done, but that's the only way I could possibly see Jake Paul winning. I cannot see Jake Paul making this a very easy fight. I cannot see Jake Paul just constantly just overpowering and mopping the floor with Anderson Silva. I just do not see it. I do see this being a very competitive fight. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.